as I trudged through the desolate wasteland. The crunch of gravel beneath my boots echoed through the stillness. The world had ended in a catastrophic blaze of fire and destruction, leaving behind only a few scattered settlements and the remnants of a once great civilization. I had lost count of the days since the apocalypse, but my cynicism remained intact. As a journalist, I had seen the worst of humanity, and this new world was no exception. I ducked into a crumbling alleyway, seeking refuge from the scorching sun. The walls, once a proud facade, now stood as a testament to the devastation that had ravaged the earth. I lit a cigarette, the flame casting a brief, golden glow on the dark surroundings. As I inhaled, I caught snippets of a hushed conversation drifting from a nearby doorway. My ears perked up, and I crept closer. My curiosity piqued. Found the evidence, a low, gravelly voice whispered. The council's been hiding it for years. If it gets out, it'll mean the end of their rule. A second voice, laced with desperation, replied, "We can't let that happen. We have to destroy it." My mind racing, I recognized the speakers as members of the resistance, a group fighting against the tyrannical council that had risen to power in the aftermath of the apocalypse. I had written about their struggles, but this was the first time I had stumbled upon something concrete. The evidence they spoke of must be explosive, and I knew I had to get my hands on it. As I continued to eavesdrop, I learned that the resistance had discovered a hidden bunker containing documents that implicated the council in a series of atrocities. The documents, known as the Devil's Ledger, detailed the council's role in orchestrating the apocalypse and manipulating the survivors for their own gain. The resistance planned to use this evidence to bring down the council, but at a terrible cost. The life of their leader, a woman named Maya. Maya, a former scientist, had been the one to uncover the Devil's Ledger. She had been captured by the council and was now being held in a maximum security facility. The resistance planned to infiltrate the facility, rescue Maya, and use the evidence to spark a revolution. However, the council had set a trap, and the rescue mission would likely end in bloodshed. I knew I had to act. As a journalist, I had a duty to expose the truth. But as a human being, I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice Maya's life. I decided to join the resistance, using my knowledge of the council's inner workings to help them devise a new plan. We hatched a scheme to infiltrate the facility. But this time, we would aim to extract the evidence without harming Maya. It was a long shot, but I knew it was the right thing to do. As we set out on our mission, my heart pounded in my chest. I had never felt so alive, so driven by a sense of purpose. We infiltrated the facility, avoiding guards and security cameras. My heart racing, I watched as our team worked to disable the alarms and cameras. We reached Maya's cell, and I saw her for the first time. She was frail, her eyes sunken, but her spirit remained unbroken. As we made our escape, the council's forces closed in. We fought our way out, but not without casualties. In the chaos, I found myself face to face with the council's leader, a cold, calculating man named Victor. He sneered at me, his eyes filled with contempt. "You're a fool," he spat. "You think you can bring us down? We are the only ones who can rebuild this world." I looked at him, my anger and disgust boiling over. "You're not rebuilding anything," I said, my voice steady. "You're just perpetuating a cycle of violence and oppression. It's time for a change." Victor sneered, but I saw a flicker of fear in his eyes. He knew that the Devil's Ledger was out there, and that it would be his downfall. As we escaped the facility, I knew that I had made a choice. I would no longer be a cynical journalist, content to simply report on the world's injustices. I would be a force for change, using my words to bring down the corrupt and the powerful. As we emerged into the bright sunlight, I felt a sense of hope that I had not felt in years. The world was still a dark and twisted place, but I knew that I was no longer alone. I had found a new purpose, a new path to follow. And I knew that I would walk it, no matter the cost.